Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Aluminum Screen 16. As always, I am Emmett, joined by the wonderful
Brandon, and I'm very depressed hearing some new Spider-Man news.
Yes, we've got some news that dropped 10 minutes ago, right before we started recording this.
Before.
I should have waited to break the news while we were recording because it was quite a reaction, but we'll get there. We will get there pretty soon, I think. We have a big week this week. Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch, Friendship, which I think is the only movie we both saw.
I think so, yeah.
So we'll each cover one. We got like a Venn diagram thing going.
Yeah.
We'll each cover one of those. We have a ton of news this week.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about The Last of Us. Just a lot to do this week.
Also, it's the biggest Memorial Day weekend in history.
That's true. Huge. Theaters are back. Ever since Sinners, I mean, box
Tom
office
Cruise has that power, man.
On a great run. Those first 3 months at the box office were like some of the worst ever.
Yeah.
But then I guess Minecraft gets the credit, not Sinners, as much as I'd love to give Sinners the credit.
We can give it to Sinners too, though. An original movie making like
it's more impressive the amount of money that made compared to a Minecraft movie, for sure. All right, so what have you been watching this week? How was your week? Of course, we don't only care about the movies here, but what were you watching?
Pretty all right week. Obviously, after last week's episode, watched Dead Reckoning. Pretty good. I don't know. It's controversial, that one, where people rank it. It's got some haters. It's got some believers.
You're a believer?
I'm kind of a believer, I'd say. I gave it 4 stars, so.
Oh, sounds like you're a believer.
Yeah, it's a fun time, but like, man, I think it's one of the worst looking ones of like the McQuarrie era for Mission Impossible. Like, there's some like kind of bad green screen in a lot of it.
Damn.
And I'm like, that's not what I want Mission Impossible to be. Also, we happened to see Bring Her Back at the same time.
We did our AMC Scream Unseen last week.
That was a great movie.
It was really good.
I loved it, man.
It was great. And that was your first I always say their name weird.
Philippo brothers.
Philippo. I was going to say Philippo. Yeah, Philippo brothers movie. I mean, there's only been the 2. The one, really, it's not actually out yet.
See, Talk to Her or Talk to Me.
Yeah, Talk to Me. Yeah. But yeah, dude, Bring Her Back was awesome.
It was great.
I guess we'll talk about it in detail next week when it's out. We'll cover it a little bit, but I mean, it's really good. It's really, really good.
It's
I think it's my 3rd of the year right now.
I think it's my 3rd of the year as well.
Let's go
behind Thunderbolts because I'm a shill. And
actually, it's my 4th. It's my 4th of the year. Forgot about Thunderbolts.
And then one that's I don't know how high it is on my 2025 list, but it's probably going to go up. Oh, it's actually 5 already. But it still could go up. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
Hell yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Hell yeah.
I have some thoughts. And then I watched Friendship, and I have thoughts on that one as well.
I have so many thoughts.
And then last night I watched the original animated Lilo and Stitch.
Oh,
for I think the first time. I think because it was a show, right?
There was a show.
I think I had only seen the show when I was a kid. I had never watched the movie.
I've been on a bit of a Lilo and Stitch kick this past week.
Yeah, I saw you watched Lilo and Stitch too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'm getting all of them. I'll probably watch the show too. I love that little guy, man.
Heck yeah. Well, you're not alone, man. There's every time I was at the movies this weekend, it was just a billion people wearing Stitch onesies, wearing Stitch merch.
100%. It was actually pretty wild. I've never seen anything like it at our theater. It was adorable when we were leaving the theater. Kid in front of us, full Stitch onesie, just hitting the hula on the way out. He was just dancing to the song.
I had no idea that Stitch had this many fans.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to tell you months ago.
I know, but I was nah.
Since episode 1, I've been defending my boy. The people love Stitch.
I did not realize how many shooters Lilo and Stitch had. Damn, you've got the Stitch Funko Pop.
Sorry to the audio people, but I was grabbing my toys, my Stitch toys.
Yeah, dude. Did you bring that with you when you saw Lilo and Stitch this week?
No, but I almost got the popcorn bucket. They have this ridiculous $60 kind of felt popcorn bucket. I'm sure you've seen it.
I actually have it. I'm gonna look. Oh,
really?
Right now. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
That
His
can't be
head,
good for popcorn.
no, his head is the drink. Like you put his drink in the head, and then his body's a popcorn, and it's
like
life size. It's like it's massive. It's kind of
life size. It's not a real thing.
That's true. That is true.
Wait, is it the pineapple popcorn? No, that can't be it. What am I looking at?
No, let me see if I can.
Felt bucket?
I don't know. It's just AMC Stitch popcorn bucket.
Oh, I think this is it.
Felt might have been the wrong word, but he is like fuzzy.
Oh,
like, I don't know how to describe it.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on eBay for $95 or best offer.
Man. I should have done it.
It's a big week for popcorn buckets as well. Mission Impossible.
The Mission Impossible
the cool one with the key.
So cool. That one is awesome.
Unfortunately, I was debating it, but I didn't see it when I went to see it. But I like they also have a nice red like octagon shaped bucket, and it's got like a picture of a stunt from each of the movies on it.
Oh, that's cool.
So that one, I think if I get one, it might be that one when I see it again.
I wish there was a friendship popcorn bucket because I would have gotten that one.
And his OVDs.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things you can make it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How was your week?
It was a good week. I watched a lot. I was saying before, it's my most of the year, I think, because I've been slacking this whole year. Finally starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Monday we saw Bring Her Back, of course. Awesome. Loved it. It's one of those ones that I do want to see again, but I don't know if I want to. Like, like it is just like it's you really like I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just move on, but
it's kind of like one of the ones where you're like watching through your eyes.
Exactly.
Like, through your hands. You watch everything through your eyes.
I just love a good movie I can watch through my eyes.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and then some bit of tonal whiplash. The next day I watched Lilo and Stitch 2002, the original. 5 stars. I think my favorite Disney animated movie. I hadn't watched it in probably a decade, but I mean I watched it a lot as a kid, and I've always loved Stitch, man. And I think this movie is genuinely like incredible.
It looks great too.
It looks so good. So they do the watercolor backgrounds, and it looks so good. And the reason that they were one of the reasons this movie looks so good is it was basically done in secret from Disney. Like they just worked on this off to the side, and Disney didn't really care that much about it. So Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois were kind of able to do whatever they wanted, and that's why it's kind of like mature too for Disney. Not super mature, but like it gets a little heavy, and there's some violence, I guess, that you don't normally see in a Disney movie.
Yeah, I was shocked when it started off and like the main character just starts punching a random girl for no reason.
Exactly. Lilo's a little shit and it rocks. Yeah, dude, I love this movie so much. The ending will make me cry like a baby. I was bawling. Like I was literally ridiculous. And then the next day I watched the live action Lilo and Stitch. Did not like nearly as much. I gave it 2.5. We'll talk more about it later on in the movie section. I don't have really much to say. I don't really. It exists. I'm really having conflicted feelings on like live action remakes, generally speaking, because they don't need to exist. And like, it's kind of an insult to animation and everything. But I can't deny that people love this. Like the general people in the world, they love live action remakes. People are talking in my comments like, "Oh, I really hope this gets a live action remake." Like people love it, and maybe they exist for those people. I don't know.
I had a theory on this the other day because I was thinking about it, and I was like Lilo and Stitch, the original one, like it looks great still. It's not like it's like aged badly and it needed a remake or anything. It looks fantastic, like you said, and then. I was like, it's just because like when I was in the theater, it's a bunch of like families and like parents that probably watched Lilo and Stitch when they were kids now. And I'm like, well, these are the same parents that are just like shoving an iPad in their kid's face.
Yeah.
Like 24/7. So they do not care what their kid is consuming.
They're
just like, I know this.
What I've seen.
You've seen kids on iPads?
I've seen pictures online. It wasn't at Lilo and Stitch, though, but the kids were menaces in the theater of Lilo and Stitch. And I sat there. I'm not going to say anything in Lilo and Stitch. That's the one time.
You can't be that guy.
The parents were actually more annoying because they were on their phones while their kids were running around, which just really added insult to injury. But again, I'm not going to be that guy to Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I think the whole live action remake discussion is interesting, and it always adds a lot of discourse, some really unnecessarily, but I think it's just kind of an interesting thing in movies right now, and we're seeing it more and more. And I really don't know, man. I really just don't know.
It's just so fascinating that people are like, I want to see a thing I've already seen and already done again in a less interesting way.
Exactly. And that is genuine. That's just what they want. They just want to.
They just want to see the same thing over and over again.
You could. Yeah, exactly. You could re-release Lilo and Stitch. I know a lot of people talk about that. Why not just re-release the originals? I'd be there day one. And they did it for Lion King, and it made good money. But this live action made $400 million opening weekend. No matter how much you put into a re-release, it's just not. It's not making $400 million. So I don't know. It's a lot going on there. Then I watched double feature Lilo and Stitch Into Friendship, my second favorite movie of the year. I don't know, man. This is I adored this movie. I don't know. It's one of my favorite theater experiences I've ever had. We'll talk about it later. I loved this so much. If Sinners wasn't just the cinematic achievement that it is, I think this would be my number one of the year. I love it. Then I watched the Grand Budapest Hotel for the first time. I'm seeing the Phoenician Scheme this week, so I'm trying to kick up my Wes Anderson watches. I did not like Asteroid City very much when I watched it. I hope I am. So I'm probably going to give it a rewatch this week, leading up to it. I've seen mixed things about the Phoenician Scheme, so I'm interested.
Yeah,
how I'll feel
I've heard
about
that it's
one.
more of a straight up comedy than any other Wes Anderson movie.
I might like that. I think that might be speaking to me. But yeah,
I'm happy that my guy. Sorry.
No, you're good. You go.
I just wanted to say, happy my guy Richard Ayoade is in Phoenician Scheme.
Who is that? Why don't I recognize that?
He's like a British comedian. He was in some British TV shows and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's been in a couple movies, but he's not my favorite work of his is his work on the Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
Okay, that rocks.
That I've seen on YouTube for several years. Watch the 2015 year. That's a great episode.
Awesome. Shout out him.
Yeah, shout out.
But I gave Grand Budapest Hotel 4.5. Probably my second favorite. Wes Anderson behind Fantastic Mr. Fox, which nothing's gonna beat that for me. I fear. I just know that. And then yesterday watched Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch Has a Glitch. People hate this movie. I thought it was kind of fun. I gave it 3.5. It's silly and it's contrived, but it's more Stitch, and I love that guy, man. What can I say?
Oh God! So they're definitely going to make a live action Stitch Has a Glitch.
So sequels are already in development, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Oh.
So yeah, but I think they're going to do kind of a more different. I think they're either going to adapt a bunch of stuff at once or do a new thing. Because the way the first one ends, it's kind of hard to go right into Stitch Has a Glitch, but we'll see. How do people feel, you think, if it's a remake and then they branch off and do their own thing? Is that better?
I don't know. Well, it didn't really work right I guess it ended up working in the long run, but initially it wasn't working for the Lion King sequel that came out.
Oh, yeah, but then it had legs.
Yeah, it's stuck around, so.
It's stuck around. It's that December release, man.
Like it.
I feel like that, at least it's doing something new, I guess.
I guess it's doing something stupid.
That's true. And that's about it. Oh, and then I've also been I've just been on a roll this week. I watched the Netflix series Sirens with Millie Alcock.
Yeah, was it good? I've heard mixed things.
It was good. I really liked it. I put it on, I guess, Friday night. It's a 5-episode thing, and I just kind of put it on while I was eating, and then I ended up staying up till 2 and just binging the whole thing in one sitting. So kind of rocked. Yeah. I had a good time with it. And speaking of Millie Alcock, I've also been on a bit of a
he's on a reading
getting
kick.
Back into comics again. So I've been reading Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and I got All-Star Superman, which I'm going to read after. I've read it on my phone, and I'm kind of over that. So I think I'm going to become more of a physical comic guy because it's just not the same. Let's
Book
go.
club time. We both have
Let's go. It's just not the
5
same.
comics I own.
Reading it on the phone, man. It's just like I try, and I've like it's nice to get through a lot of stuff, especially the older stuff. Like I was kind of going through the original Fantastic Four runs, and it's nice, but it's just not the same. And I'm working on a little comic collection over here, so
okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna kind of start to get into a little more, and I'm liking that a lot.
We're gonna need like monthly comic book collection updates, I think.
Oh hell yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I'm not very far in Supergirl. I got it yesterday, and this is just a random coupon as a bookmark. So, but yeah, man, it's really good. The art in it is just stunning, and that's what really you could just pop so much more than a phone. Not to shit on like using the app to read, but I've started Supergirl through the app a while back, and it's just not like the art is just beautiful. The story's great. I'm really excited for the movie. I might be more excited for the Supergirl movie than Superman now, which I know is silly, but it's doing a lot of stuff that like I wish Superman movies did. So it feels kind of right for me. But yeah, that's about it for me for the week.
Heck yeah.
After an hour explaining all the different media I've consumed.
No, but I feel you on the like reading online because I got Marvel Unlimited because it's like $1 for 3 months.
Oh, that rocks.
So it was like $3 total. And then I started reading Young Avengers because that's apparently the only comic my brain is like able to
love Young Avengers.
I know. So I was like, oh, let me read this Young Avengers run that I haven't read. So I read like the first part of it, and then I just never went back to it. I think I'm still paying for Marvel Unlimited.
It's probably up to like $12 a month now.
Yeah, but I have no idea how to cancel it. I don't remember what I put it under. Because usually I try and do subscriptions on my phone because I can go into my settings and turn auto renew off in settings. Marvel Unlimited is not there.
Oh, that's
but I
brutal.
think I still have it. I'm gonna check online while we segue into the news here to see if I'm still paying for it.
That's nice. Yeah, we've got a lot of news. I don't even know where to begin here. I guess some solid, kind of well-rounded stuff. I'll just go in order of what I wrote down because that always works out well. This is bad news, I think. Or should we start with trailers, or should we build up to trailers?
Let's do trailers. We can do trailers first.
Okay, we got 4 trailers this week. From what I wrote, I'm sure there's definitely more. These are just the ones that I kind of thought were sloppy enough to talk about. Not slop, but interesting. There's other stuff like Caught Stealing we could talk about too, but we got the first trailer for Welcome to Derry. Pennywise is back on HBO Max now. Wow. It looks interesting. I'm excited for it in the sense that it's a new It thing coming out in October, which kind of is just fun. But it does seem based on the trailer that they're just doing It again, but like 30 years earlier. Like it's just the same thing. The kids are all, which I know is the point of It, is like the adults aren't listening to the kids and they see this thing, but like can't do anything else.
Yeah. There wasn't much of Pennywise shown in that, right?
Yeah, just a little bit at the very end. And they did get Bill Skarsgård back, which is cool. Originally, it seemed like they weren't doing that, and then he was kind of like, I want to be back, and then they got him back. So
I was like, I'll take free money to show up for probably a day of work.
Yeah, he'll probably be there in like the last 10 minutes of the finale. Everything else will just be them seeing stuff.
It's him earning the name Pennywise.
Yeah, exactly. What I do think is interesting about this show, though, is the showrunner said that if this first season is a success, they want to kind of keep going back in time every season because Pennywise pops up once every 27, 30 years, I think. So he said he wants to do like 200 years in the past, kind of get back and see what Pennywise was doing in like different time periods. That's the kind of stuff I think is really fun. Like
It Badlands.
It Badlands, exactly. I want all like Final Destination. I want Final Destination in like the Wild West. Like I just think we gotta start sending shit back in time. Wouldn't that be so much fun?
We need more things set in the Old West, I think. That's just such a fun setting.
It really is. It's just, it rocks. We got a new trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay. I gotta be honest, I did watch this, but I don't remember much from it now that we're talking about it.
The only thing I saw was online. There was a clip of a guy like begging for his life.
Oh yeah.
And someone was like, I have a lot of experience with this. That's what people sound like when they're begging for their life.
a lot of experience watching people beg for their lives.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Nah, guys, don't worry. I'm a first responder. It's not weird."
Oh man, okay.
But I was like, "Yeah, okay." Interesting
Imagine
phrasing on that.
dying and being used as an example on Twitter for the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. That's brutal.
Yeah. But apparently that guy did a good job pretending to beg for his life. So
respect.
Take
this
that.
trailer did give us new shots at the D-Rex, which is like the mutant kind of T-Rex thing. I really like the design of him, and I think he's cool. That's all I really have to say about this. I think he's nice.
Is it really called the D-Rex?
The D-Rex, yep. I think that's what the Funko Pop box is called. And that's how we got cool. there.
Oh, man, now we have to think about what they're going to make the popcorn bucket for every like new movie ever. Like, what are they going to do for it? Is it going to be just a dinosaur?
Yeah, probably. Maybe it'll be the cart. The Jurassic Park cart.
Yeah.
Or it'll be the D-Rex's weird head.
Where it's just like
I think they actually
head.
Yeah. I think they actually revealed it, and it is just like a dinosaur head.
Really?
I feel like it's like a really good-looking Velociraptor head. Yeah, no, it's a T-Rex head. It's like a mold, $30. Not crazy. Honestly, I might get that one. That one looks kind of cool. What? Although, actually, no, I'll probably get the Fantastic Four and Superman ones. Oh, yeah, and then they did another one with the D-Rex in the incubator.
Oh. Interesting. Oh my gosh, that's like a weird bucket. I'm looking at the Cinemark T-Rex head.
Dude, right? Where does it even open? I guess
its mouth? Oh, it does have like a flap in the back of it.
But I think popcorn buckets are fun. I'm glad that this is a thing, even though it's ridiculous.
They're fun, but I feel like more often than not, I think that the tin ends up looking better than the special edition bucket they make.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to think of
what am I going to do with a T-Rex head?
Yeah. And you're never going to use it for a popcorn bucket.
Exactly. Like the two popcorn buckets I have is the Batman and Thunderbolts, and I haven't used either.
I've got Infinity War, Endgame, Mario, Minecraft, and then I think one other. If we were in our old set, we could just look at them.
Yeah. Once there's a new set, we'll just have a wall of popcorn buckets.
That's true.
So we'll just have to keep getting them for the new releases now.
Well, hey, then they could be tax write-offs. I needed the Velociraptor head for business.
You don't understand. I need the friendship car.
Oh, that would be good. I was trying to think of what the friendship one should be. That would rock.
Or his drum set, maybe? That would be pretty
Drum set, a toad would be fun.
Yeah.
We also got the teaser for Zootopia 2. This is dictionary definition of a teaser, which I think is good. Like, I mean, I don't think it's good or bad. I just think it's a nice teaser. We don't really get any plot stuff. If you think about it too much, you can kind of see where it's going, but at its core, it's just characters dancing from Zootopia. You like Zootopia? Have you seen the first one?
I have not seen the first one.
We gotta make you a Disney adult, man.
Man. The thing is, like, I'm into the parks already. I don't need to be a Disney adult. Like, I think I'm already at. Like, Rebecca makes fun of me all the time because I'm like, oh, we should go to Disney. That'd be so sick. Like, there's this new ride or whatever. She's like, all right, Disney adult. I'm like, all right, don't lump me in with those freaks. I'm not showing up at the parks dressed up as the characters.
There are some pretty wild Disney adults.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm a bit of a Disney adult, I fear.
I think everyone's a little bit because they were like, at some point, most people like watched something Disney when they were a kid.
Yeah.
So most people have something that's Disney related, like in like a special place or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Just saying that sounded stupid, man.
So you got to watch Zootopia, it seems.
I'll get on that.
Zootopia is good. Zootopia. I've been slowly but surely going through all the Disney animated movies. I think I'm only at like 20 something at this point. And I kind of hopped around. I was originally doing chronological order, but some of the early ones are so bad. I couldn't do it anymore.
Some could say you Judy hopped around.
Whoa, God. That's true. That's a good one.
Isn't that her name?
That's Judy Haupt.
Oh yeah. Well,
that was good. Good segue into nothing.
Good segue back into what we were talking about.
Just a roundabout way. But yeah, we also got the trailer for The Bear season 4. You've watched The Bear, surely.
I've watched all 3 seasons of The Bear. Shout out Iowa Debris. I watch anything she's in.
Did you see the trailer?
No, I'm like I've seen clips, but I don't really want to see the trailer. Like I know I'm gonna watch it already.
Same boat.
So I'll just experience it when I watch it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I still wrote it down, but
I will say
June 25th. So
yeah, and I hate that they're doing all the episodes at once. That's
me too.
Do week by week. You're a TV show, damn it. Act like it.
I've kind of at this point, like it's season 4. They just always do this, so I'm kind of numb. I'm kind of numb to the weekly or not weekly release.
It's not shocking that they're not doing it. I just wish that they would.
It's just so easy for them to control like 8 weeks of discussion online, and I just don't get it. I don't get the logic behind the binge, because even their whole thing is subscriptions. So like surely keeping people subscribed for 2 months to keep watching, unless they have data that proves most people just get it at the end anyway.
There can't be, because most things are like transitioning to like week by week episode drops.
Yeah. So I don't get it.
Data has to be the other way. And also like I feel like with every show, like The Pit was like this, and like
built a ton of momentum.
Yeah, it builds up as it goes on. People are like, this show's really good, and then more people watch it. Like every episode of The Pit had more people watching it. I think White Lotus was similar as well, where like every week had more watches. So it's just silly.
It's so silly. I'd love to hear the logic. I don't get it.
The logic is we used to do that, so we do it still.
Yeah, pretty much actually. Or they could be like Netflix and drop 3 episodes every month or something. I hate that. That's even worse. It's the worst.
It's the worst of both of it.
Warning to the world: this Saturday is Netflix's To Doom, so we're gonna have a lot to cover next week. Actually, but. God. So they're going to do the Stranger Things trailer and the release dates. Guarantee part 1 is going to be this year, and then part 2 is going to be halfway through next year, and then part 3 is going to be next
They're going to spread it out across fiscal quarters.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a full year, though. Part 1 will be this December. Part 3 or 4 will be next December.
Because they have Squid Game 3 in June.
Squid Game 3.
That'll last them till the end of the year, where Stranger Things 1. And then the next quarter is when they'll do that. So maybe like April or May.
And from what I've heard about Squid Game season 3, it was originally a season 2 part 2 thing. Yeah. And they just kind of made it season 3. So it seems like they're already adapting.
Have you seen season 2?
I watched I really need to. I loved season 1. I just didn't really care to go
season 2. It took a couple
season
episodes,
2.
But once
I'm gonna get to it at some point, I think.
Yeah, but I'll say like when it ends, like it very clearly is supposed to be a part 1, part 2.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Oh wow, so it comes out next month. I didn't even. I'm running out of time. I'm the worst with this stuff. I think that's about it for trailers. There was the Caught Stealing trailer, which looks really fun.
Yeah,
there's been some other stuff.
That looked really good, actually. I'm looking surprised. Because the only thing I'd seen was like the set pictures of Matt Smith looking insane. And I mean, he still looks insane, but like, I'm like, okay, this is a guy. This is going to be one of the all-time movie guys. I can feel it.
Yeah, and dude, just a great cast. Vincent D'Onofrio's in there. I didn't even know that until the trailer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz.
Great cast. Oh, speaking of Zoe Kravitz, you watched The Studio?
I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
Oh, dude, you gotta finish it. It ended last week. I should have talked about it in the starting point. It is so good. It is so good.
I really liked it. I just haven't gotten back to it. Maybe now it's over. I will. I mean, I did the same thing with Last of Us. So when we talk about Last of Us, that'll be you telling your thoughts. I have
a lot of
only
thoughts.
Seen the first 2 episodes, man.
Damn, you love a 2-episode run.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, that's pretty good, but I'm not like, I've got to see it so bad.
Oh, breaking news: the Karate Kid Legends popcorn bucket was just revealed.
Oh, thank God! I hope it's.
I can't even tell what it is. Oh, it's a little tin that says Karate Kid Legend. It's not even a real thing.
What?
Okay. Anyway, on to the news that's not trailers. Speaking of The Last of Us, Apparently,
hang on.
Yeah,
we can't move on. I just seen a thing on Cinemark. They've got a different looking tin here.
Whoa,
that is Miyagi Do broken board popcorn bucket. You know, like the board set up and they chop it.
Okay,
I guess it's supposed to look like that, but it really doesn't.
That's fun. I guess
I'll see if I can send this image over to you on the.
Can you share your screen? Show it to the.
Oh, hey, I just send a picture of it in the chat. There
Okay. Oh, that works.
Maybe we can throw that up on the YouTube.
That's true. Oh, yeah, there she is. I just clicked on it, so I forgot that I'm OBSing. So it is here.
Oh,
there it is.
Right.
Oh no, we exposed our producer.
Oh no. We gotta cut this. We can't let them know who producer Craig is. They got to think he's a real guy. They can't know he's brutal. A bear.
That's brutal.
That's my fault. I should have shared my screen.
No, it's my bad. We got bad news, I think. The Last of Us is apparently now going to be 4 seasons, so they're going to be stretching out The Last of Us Part 2 over the course of 3 seasons.
Awesome.
Bad. This is not good. I don't know how you do this. With where season 1 ended and where season 2 will presumably pick up, I guess you could do season 4 as like 3 episodes. At that point, is it worth it to do?
Or maybe season 3 is going to be all from Abby's perspective of the season 2 timeline. And then season 4.
Yeah, but I agree. I do think season 3 will be Abby's perspective. But even with that, season 4 would have to, like, I don't think you can, unless they do it in less episodes, I don't think you could do just the Abby part without going to the end. I don't know. I don't think it's good. Unless they do, there's like an epilogue in the game. I guess, I don't know if it's officially an epilogue, but it kind of picks up afterwards, bit of a time skip kind of thing. And that's where it like ends. But I don't think you can do a season of that unless it's like 4 episodes. And is it worth waiting like 6 years to get the last 4 episodes?
It would be funny if there's like a big climactic point and then you have to wait years for. Here's what they're up to now.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they ended a season of The Last of Us like that.
Wonder what that could be pretending to. But this is actually good news that they're stretching it out even longer because now it gives me more time to play the games.
That's true. You have like probably 5 years if they're doing 2.
I probably have like a decade.
That's true.
It'll take them 3 years. Well, maybe 5. Right.
I think maybe this is looking at it kind of maliciously stretching it out like this. I think they're buying time to make Last of Us Part 3 and then adapt that and keep the show going. Is my thoughts. Because they're going to do it. They're going to do a Part 3.
Well, apparently, Naughty Dog, because they're right. Naughty Dog's a studio, right? I don't want to sound like a fool. So they have the intergalactic Heretic Prophet game that they announced, and then apparently there's another game that they've been working on as well.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Secretive.
It's gotta be Last of Us.
Probably Last of Us 3.
But
or maybe it's intergalactic too. More Heretic,
that's true.
More Prophet.
That's true. That would be something.
Would be.
Maybe it's an Uncharted Last of Us crossover.
Oh, the Unlast Chart of Us.
That's exactly it. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm surprised Max isn't. If I'm sure they want to keep the show going forever, but there's only going to be so much game to cover.
It's HBO Max now, guy.
Oh, that's true. What am I doing? I'm sure HBO Max. Why aren't they just doing like a spin-off? Just be like In the World of The Last of Us Ballerina or something like that.
That's coming soon, man.
I'm sure it is. They're probably going to do a young Joel thing, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, they're going to do a spin-off about the therapist and her husband.
Oh my God, they probably
What was it like selling weed in the apocalypse? They're going to be like, this is like Breaking Bad, but
oh my God, that is something that they would do.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen it, man. Oh, wait, before we move on anymore, I want to go back to the To-Dome thing that you said on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a live stream thing, or is that just like a discussing film we'll post tweets?
Both, but it is live on Netflix. You can watch it through Netflix.
Okay. So I was going to say, aluminum screen watch-along.
Oh, that's true.
Could happen.
That could be fun. My only thing is I have to.
Ooh, yeah, you got to make TikToks through.
I gotta get to work during to do them.
Dude, that would be great though. You're like, all right, I got to go record. Pop out, and then you come back like 10 minutes later.
That's
and then you've
true.
got to make another one.
That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun. An aluminum screen live watch along.
I just had to throw it out there.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. That could be fun.
We'll see if that we'll let that simmer, I guess.
Yeah. We got some casting for the Street Fighter movie. Andrew Koji as Ryu, Noah Centineo as Ken. Kind of awesome casting. Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns are also there. I don't know if they're like who they're playing has been. I believe
they're playing themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's so true. This seems like it could be fun. This was actually supposed to be directed by how do you say it?
Filippo brother. I don't know if I'm right. That's just how I'm reading.
I don't know why it's
the Raka guys.
The Raka guys, and I'm kind of upset that they aren't. But I think it's better they do their stuff.
Yeah, it was between Street Fighter or Bring Her Back. So far, I think Bring Her Back was the better choice.
Yeah. They're clearly made their original stuff is just incredible. So
although why can't they do both? They're still casting for Street Fighter still.
Yeah, I think Bring Her Back was pretty much done. Maybe it was just post-production they had to work on.
But the production has been posted. The movie's done.
I think I saw an interview and one of them was like, hey, don't say we're done with Street Fighter quite yet. So if there's a sequel, maybe they'll get them on board. Maybe they'll be back somehow. Somehow they return.
Somehow the Raka boys have come back.
But I'm kind of excited for this. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like a great movie, but I think Noah Centineo Ken is really funny. I think that's really good casting.
It's bizarre, man.
It is. It really is. We'll build up to the bigger stuff. We got this. I don't know if you're interested in this at all. I don't know if anyone really cares about this, but the A24 The Backrooms movie that was announced like 2 years ago is
canceled?
eyeing Chiwetel Ejiofor and Kristen Melody to star in it. Dude, I have been so excited for this movie since it was announced, and then I thought it was kind of just in production hell or something. Yeah. So, because the director is like a child when it was announced, so they were going to film it over his summer break. But now I think he's graduated. Your reaction to all of that. So the creator of the Backrooms thing is like a kid, and they got the creator to direct this movie, and they were going to do it over his summer vacation 2 years ago. But I'm pretty sure he graduated now.
Kane Parsons, he's 19.
Okay, so yeah, he's graduated now. So I think they're starting production soon, and they're getting a cast together.
What?
Dude, this could be good. This could be so fun.
What even is the Backrooms? Isn't that just like...
So, at its... The core concept is the idea of, like, glitching out of reality, and you're in... you've seen, like, the liminal space pictures of the Backrooms.
Is it just liminal space, the movie?
It's just... yeah, pretty much. I think American Horror Story did an episode about it. So it's like you're stuck in the Backrooms, and it's just endless, like, hallways and, like, weird-looking malls and abandoned water park kind of things, and just a bunch of liminal spaces. And sometimes there's, like, guys chasing you. Sometimes there's not. I kind of think it's better when there's not, but it feels like there is, kind of thing. But I don't know why. I've always found the Backrooms really, like, interesting and fun, and I think a movie about them is a really cool thing. And the cast that they're hopefully getting here looks really strong.
I'm so baffled by all of this because I looked up to see the director, and there was a Reddit post about how it's still 100% in development. Confirms Dan Cohen, one of the producers, and that was like 8 months ago. And then this one guy was like, "Actually, the movie's basically done."
What?
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, not true at all. I think Chris W442 is leading us astray here. But there's like a Hollywood Handle video of like just different shots of, I presume, from the YouTube video of the Backrooms.
I think so.
How the hell does this become a movie?
Set for 2026 release and entering production. Atomic Monster is producing the James Wan company.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And Sean Levy's production company.
Oh, great.
Production is expected to begin in summer 2025 with the movie aiming for a summer 2026 release. Mark my words on this one. This is going to be huge.
Well, like, this is why Doomsday got delayed. They were scared of the
That's true. That's true. We have a lot to talk about there. I should pick up this news. My God. We have like 4 movies to talk about. Okay. So also, A24 announced movie that I don't know how the general people feel about it, but I'm very excited for it. Elden Ring, directed by Alex Garland.
Yeah. Interesting.
Awesome.
I saw somebody say that apparently Alex Garland, I think it was 28 Years Later, was based on something, like based on a video game.
I have heard.
It's not that bizarre.
Yeah, I've heard he's like a really big gamer.
Yeah,
28 Days Later. The original was based on Resident Evil 2, I think.
Yes, that's what it was. 28 Days Later was based on.
And yeah, apparently he really likes Elden Ring. He's on like New Game 6 or something. Like he's really into it. And I don't know. I think this could be really... I don't know how you adapt Elden Ring into a movie. Like I think there's a lot of interesting stuff you could do, and kind of the more basic... If it's like Jack Black gets sucked into the world of Elden Ring, I'm gonna cry. But I don't think they're gonna do that.
Jack Black as who's the one? Melinda, is that what's her name?
Yeah.
It's hang on. Elden Ring villain. This will tell me it. Radagon, Marika, and Mog.
Marika. Oh yeah, who's the? He'll say I.
Yeah, Malenia.
Yeah.
Or Godfrey. Jack Black as Godfrey, peak casting.
That would not be that bad if he was himself, I guess.
Well, that's
he's Jack Black's gonna say, I am the Tarnished, and that's gonna be the trailer.
Now, you think that in the movie they would have? Wasn't there like a guy that would just show up like naked and just like help people, like just in underwear?
He would pull up. He'd have like that would be pretty fun if they.
That'd be sick.
That's like I don't know how you adapt this, but like I don't know if this will make any sense. But Civil War, another Alex Garland movie, I feel like you do that, but in Elden Ring, so it's like a sprawling kind of. You get like a central group maybe. And you just like kind of go across this world, and you like, you drop some lore here and there, because that's what's really interesting about the Elden Ring storytelling, and all those games in general is like you kind of stumble upon scenes of something that happened, and there's not a ton of like cutscenes or lore, but you get it just visually. So I don't know how you do that in a movie, but I think there's so much incredible character design, and the world is really cool. And lore, and I think if you just kind of traverse that world for a while, but you got to do the combat. So I really don't know how you do this. I mean,
I think that it can be done in an interesting way, especially if they just take like a loose, adaptation of it. Like they just take certain parts of it and turn that into a story. But this to me reeks of a thing that in like 2 years we won't hear any updates, and then 2 years it'll come out. It's not moving forward.
I totally
agree. It's been permanently suspended or whatever.
I do agree. I wish I didn't, because I am really excited at the idea of this, but this totally reads like something that was announced, and then 8 years from now, Alex Garland's going to be promoting a movie, and they're going to say, "Oh, what's the update on the Elden Ring movie?" And he's going to be like, "Hopefully, it moves forward soon," and that'll be the last we ever hear about it for the rest of our lives.
He's like, "Well, we're working on it. I'm on New Game 27."
yeah. I also think just generally the fact that it's A24 doing it is interesting. They're kind of breaking into the blockbuster scene. I know a report came out a while ago that they were trying to get more IP stuff.
Yeah, they're trying to do it, but like I think their biggest movie is Civil War, so they're just going back to the realm.
And Warfare did really well too. Yeah. So Alex Garland is kind of their guy now.
They're going back to him because it's like he is he's their blockbuster king, I guess.
I just think like if they are tackling IP to try and like, make more money, which obviously they're like at the end of the day, they're still an indie distributor as much as they're, popularized. But I think it's interesting they're going like with Elden Ring and the Backrooms. I don't even know if you can call that an IP, but like I think it's cool they're doing that stuff where it kind of fits their general vibe more, and it can be, I don't know the word, but it can be more than like a generic kind of blockbuster, ideally.
Right. Yeah. Well, and they also, they're going to have the biggest movie of the summer this year, so with The Materialists.
Oh, of course.
Spread the gospel of the materialist to my cousin yesterday
hell yeah.
At a barbecue. Because
they excited?
She's a huge Chris Evans fan. And I was like, are you seeing The Materialist? She's like, what's that? It's like, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
She's like, oh, I'm seeing it now. So
hell yeah.
A24, give me a check. I'm doing
Yeah, really. A24, give us an invite to an early screening, please.
Yeah, I'll settle for that, actually. I don't need a check.
A24, we're begging.
Yeah, I'll beg if you need me to.
I will beg for sure.
I'll send him a video on my knees pleading.
For sure. Me too.
Just let me know.
Kieran Culkin, Hunger Games. I think we kind of knew this was coming.
Yeah, Caesar Flickerman. It was like reported a while ago, but now it's official.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that a couple months ago it kind of came out a lot of the casting and it was who they wanted. It wasn't like a leak, but they got everyone they wanted. This whole casting, they're going to get that casting.
Elle Fanning as
oh, was that this week? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Effie.
Yeah.
Dude, really, really incredible cast. I'm super excited.
I gotta say, I saw a tweet where someone was like, it was they quote tweeted the announcement of Kieran Culkin getting casted, and they were like, oh great, now Kieran Culkin's finally gonna have to act to a guy who has an Emmy and an Oscar and is like a favorite to win a Tony.
And if I'm assuming they're saying that, yeah, that's ridiculous. And I'm assuming they're saying it because he's normally playing like the same archetype. Caesar Flickerman's kind of that. Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's like a different take on.
He's going to be a more like flamboyant version.
And dolled up.
Yeah, and like that's just awesome. More sassy.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just funny to say that to a guy who just won an Oscar.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love people on Twitter.
They're the best.
On to the Marvel DC stuff. We got a lot of stuff. DC real quick.
Slop corner.
Hell yeah, the best time of the year. The best time of the week. James Gunn was talking about Peacemaker earlier today, actually, and he said a bunch of characters from the DCU and Superman will be appearing, including a big cameo at the end. So Superman's going to be there at the end, I'm guessing.
Cool.
I kind of thought Superman was going to show up in Peacemaker just because they're two James Gunn projects filming around the same time.
The trailer has a Hawk. It has a Green Lantern and Max Lord and a Hawk
too. Yeah, the three of them, famous character Hawk too. So they'll be there, I'm sure. I don't know how much of a role they'll play. I think they'll probably be there in that scene. But I'm kind of now thinking that this is going to set up a lot. Not necessarily set up as in like stuff will be answered, but I think we'll hear like the first season of Peacemaker kind of fleshed out the world a bit. Like we learned, Bat might exist. Green Arrow exists. Kind of that kind of stuff. I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. Like Creature Commandos did in a way.
Yeah, I think it'll just like kind of act as like world building and lore.
Yeah.
Like not stuff that's like required reading. Cause I mean, hopefully they learned by Marvel's TV foray that it does not work for, general audiences to be like, watch these 3 TV shows to understand the characters in this one movie.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of exciting. Still have to finish Peacemaker season 1. I think I only watched 1 or 2 episodes again.
God, what is with you?
I get the general vibe.
Fair enough.
I'm like, all right, this guy's a hero or something.
I'm also looking forward to when the show comes out and they add Peacemaker to Fortnite, because about 4 years ago, I said that Peacemaker would be coming to Fortnite when season 1 came out, and I can finally be...
you can go back and bring up the receipts of you saying it.
Exactly. 3 years later. I always knew it was going to be the year 2025. On to the Marvel stuff. We got a lot of Marvel stuff. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Rumored villains include Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone. This comes from a
awesome
Disney consumer event that seems fake but is somehow real. And I guess the logistics on this one go way above my pay grade. I don't know how this happened. I don't know what this event is. I don't know what they could have possibly shown these people of these 3 characters. But hey, here we are. I don't even know why Disney would be talking about the Sony movie. I'm assuming it's because it's like merchandise and they control the toys and stuff. But a supposed sizzle reel was shown.
Yeah,
what?
But that was exciting, man. I was Tombstone's here, Boomerang, Scorpion. That rocks. These are 3 villains that we haven't seen really in live action. Scorpion, we've seen him, but he's never fought Spider-Man. Yeah. Tombstone, I don't think has been in any of the live action ones.
Biggest appearance was probably Spider-Verse and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Spider-Man 1 and 2, the video game.
Yeah.
But and then who's the third one? Boomerang.
Who's like a very underground.
Like that's exciting, man. I just have him like beat the hell out of Boomerang right away and just make fun of like your Boomerang, right?
It'd be really fun. And this seems to be setting up kind of the gang war idea.
And I was so excited. I was like, yes, we're getting a street level Spider-Man. He's fighting Spider-Man villains.
You're saying
this is going to be the best movie ever. I'm so excited. And then you broke my heart today.
I know you're getting ahead of the news here.
Oh God, man. Ruined it.
So this sounds cool. It sounds like they're doing, if this is true, again, it sounds like they're doing kind of a Spider-Man PS4-esque story, especially because Mr. Negative might also be here. It sounds very similar to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is interesting.
The show everyone watched.
Everyone watched it. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's similar, but it is weirdly like these characters showing up. It's weird that it's very similar. I bet someone is freaking out at Marvel that they're accidentally adapted the same thing twice, seemingly.
I bet people are freaking out at Marvel. Like, we had a Spider-Man show come out this year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Season 2 next year, baby.
Is that for real?
Yeah, it's a yearly show. Good show. It really is good.
I'm hearing of it.
It really is a good show. It's ugly, but it's good. And it's not that ugly all the time. Sometimes it's not ugly.
She's
let's
very
see.
gorgeous to me.
Yeah, exactly. On to the news that kind of ruined. Oh, well, no. Doomsday was delayed Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah, thank God.
Which I assume made you even more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I was like, oh my God, with like these villains and Doomsday getting delayed, we're getting a street level Spider-Man movie. Like, this is not going to be wrong? Spider-Man and Iron Man team up to defeat the Staten Island Ferry or whatever happened in Homecoming. This isn't Spider-Man in Europe for no reason at all.
Oh, I thought you loved Far From Home.
I do like Far From Home.
Okay,
I think Mysterio stuff is fun, but I think that it was a flaw to have it take place in Europe. They could have been in New York. There was no reason to be in Europe for that.
That's the one issue with that movie.
Yes. The Mysterio stuff is so cool, man. It's so good. There is no reason to be in Europe. I agree, but they're in Europe. You just got to be like, all right, I guess we're in Europe.
That's like the least of my criticisms is that they're in Europe.
No, that's the biggest criticism. If it was in New York, perfect movie. Anyway, moving on as soon as possible from that lie. No Way Home. It's multiversal. He's fighting a bunch of villains that most of them he doesn't even know. He only beefs with Green Goblin because he eventually kills Aunt May. But before that,
spoiler.
Oh, well, whatever. Another spoiler for you. Andrew and Toby show up again. So Tom Holland, once again, is not allowed to be Spider-Man in New York for a whole movie. Because in Homecoming, they had to go to DC for no reason. And now he's going to be in New York.
Come on, you don't like the DC bit. That's fun.
No!
It's like 10 minutes.
Too long.
Oh my God, that's
that could have happened in New York, though. There's no reason for it to be in DC.
It's
zero reason.
It's
have the debate in New York.
That's the first time we've seen him outside of the city.
It's the first time we've seen him, and he's not in the city the whole time.
He's there for 10 minutes.
That's too long, man.
Oh my God.
He's a New York guy.
He is, but I can't believe that's the big issue with Homecoming.
That's not my only issue with Homecoming. I think Homecoming is generally pretty boring.
Oh, you like Homecoming less than Far From Home?
It's my least favorite of the 3 MCU Spider-Man movies.
What's your favorite?
Far From Home, probably.
No, come on.
I mean, like, here's the thing. No Way Home is a lot of fun in certain parts. And other parts of it, I'm like, this is not even a movie.
I think No Way Home's pretty good all the way through.
I disagree. I rewatched it recently. Man, I was like, what are we doing here?
Love Far From Home, though.
I don't love them. I mean, I rated all of them 4 stars. Like they're all very similar in quality to me. I just have a preference for Mysterio than the Vulture.
Oh, hey, Mysterio. It was so nice to meet you this morning. Here's the most powerful thing in the world that my dead dad gave me.
Oh, my God. He doesn't know he's a bad guy up to this point.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
Been super trustworthy.
That's... Okay, whatever.
Sorry that he has a big heart and is a very trusting individual, Emmett.
Hey, you can have a big heart without handing over...
He just gave him a pair of glasses. You can't give your friend a pair of sunglasses now?
Yeah, they're just a pair of glasses. There's nothing else going on there.
Yeah. Well, he stopped it anyways, so who even cares?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry he was tricked. He's just a boy, Emmett. And he lost his dad and his mom and his new dad. But I was very excited that Doomsday got delayed because I was like, this is definitely a street level film. We're doing it. And then no.
Well, I think the Doomsday delay is good. I will admit, I was leaving Friendship. I looked at Twitter and I saw the news, and I was a little like, it's good it got delayed. I always wanted it to get delayed. Like, I've been looking forward to the fact that an Avengers movie is a year away. So, like, I was a little like, oh man, but it's for the best. Obviously, there's no denying that.
In a year now, you've got time to play GTA 6. You don't have to stop playing it to go see Doomsday.
That's true. There is a lot in, and I'm hoping that Supergirl moves up to that slot because right now it's kind of sandwich. And they're Mando and Grogu. They were never doing Mando and Grogu and Avengers Doomsday in the same month. Why were they acting like that?
Could never do Mando.
They were doing that. They were doing that. They acted like that for years. They were like, yeah, these are coming out a week apart. What are we talking? And then the Ryan Gosling and Secret Wars. They were like, yeah, these are coming out a week apart too. What are we doing? What do you mean? No, they're not.
Ryan that was Gosling so annoying. And Secret Wars. You mean Star Wars Starfighter?
Oh, is that what I said? Yeah. Although rumor has it he might be in Doomsday, actually.
As whom? Ken?
Ghost Rider. Oh, if only it was Ken. I don't think it's a very credible rumor, but rumor has it Ghost Rider's going to be there and it'll be Ryan Gosling.
A lot of these rumors exist just to make me sad, I think.
What is wrong with that?
I don't know. I just don't care for it.
Oh, that's fair. I think Ghost Rider being there would be cool. I don't really need Ryan Gosling necessarily, but I think Keanu Reeves, if it's a one-off thing.
I don't know why Ryan Gosling is like the pick. Is it because like he rides a motorcycle in a movie one time, so they're like, that guy can do it?
I don't know why he became like the fan favorite. I think it's just people want him in the MCU, and
like that's such a boring pick.
Yeah, who would
have him be the new Black Panther?
I don't know who else I'd want him as though. Green Goblin, for some reason, is speaking to me.
Green Goblin?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun to see him be
have him be Tombstone. I'm going to look up Ryan Gosling MCU character. I'm going to see what the...
I don't hate him as Ghost Rider. I think he'd be good as Ghost Rider. I just don't know where it came from. I'd rather have him be Booster Gold in the DC stuff, but they'd have to make that a movie. He's not doing a Booster Gold show.
Ooh, C Melody on Reddit says he should play the Multiple Man.
The Multiple? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Hannibal King would be fancy_till_1495's top choice.
He was eyed as both. Oh, apparently Ryan Gosling wants to be Ghost Rider. That's where it came from. He was eyed for both Reed Richards and Dr. Doom at one point.
I don't like either of those.
I like him as Dr. Doom better than what we have. Not that that's saying much.
Whoa. What?
He could be Nova. Nova would be kind of good if they're doing like the older
have
Dick
Nova.
Rider.
That'd be awesome.
No, because if it's Ryan Gosling playing that, they're going to be so annoying about it.
Yes,
they're going to do every time.
Imagine the Comic-Con review where Ryan Gosling, they're like, and we've got Dick Rider here, and Ryan Gosling comes out. Dude, that video clip would go viral. Everybody would post that in response to anybody praising anything.
You are right, I fear. It would kind of rock, but it would be so annoying. He would be a really good Animal Man in the DCU. That's what they should do. I don't know if they have plans for Animal Man, but he's cool. He would be really fun.
In the DCU, he should be Ghost Rider.
That's true. That's so true.
Like I don't know. I just don't.
Did you not to sidetrack. God, we still have to get to movies.
Let's do it.
But did you see? So a Marvel DC crossover is in the works. It was rumored a couple months ago, and I think
I don't think so. Both of them are not broke enough. Superman.
No, comics.
Oh, yeah.
Not yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark Miller's been hinting at it that he's writing it, which isn't a great choice in my opinion, but whatever, not the point. But apparently it might be kind of a centered around Superman Fantastic Four crossover specifically, which would be really, really fun to get
Superman
that out this
post-credit
summer.
scene is Pedro Pascal and
dude,
Vanessa Kirby.
It would be really fun if Marvel and DC did any kind of like cross promo advertising thing, even just leaning into.
Just wait like a couple years when the MCU is falling off all the way and the DCU starts falling off. Then they'll be like, "Hey, we should just like make a movie together and make $1 trillion."
I will be the biggest shill for that in the world. I really will.
It's gonna happen. So
I think a NetherRealm Marvel vs. DC game is the move. Or this is so dumb. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I tweeted this: a Fortnite trailer when they add both Superman and Fantastic Four. That's the move. I would accept that as a little cross promo. No. They'd have to agree to that. That'd be fun.
I'm over Fortnite.
What? That was so genuine.
I'm just over it, man.
Why are you over Fortnite?
Because why do I got to pay $20 anytime a new person's there? That's too much money for a fake guy on a game.
No, that is true. Very toxically in my head, Fortnite skins have kind of worked their way into like stuff that I just like. I don't question it at this point, which is terrible. But like, if I don't get all guys, but if it's like a guy I want, I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm gonna get the Fortnite skin.
But like, I saw someone say this online, and I think that they're right. They said, I think Fortnite is like, it's a good showcase of everything wrong with America today, I guess. Like microtransactions, they got the AI Darth Vader. I think that was the straw that broke my camel's back.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I wasn't thinking about that.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is the point? Oh, it's so stupid, man. And they were like, well, we made it so he can't say any curse words. The first thing people did was try and get it to say slurs, and he did.
Pretty quickly, too. It didn't even take long.
It was within an hour of him being in the game.
Yeah.
That's so stupid, man. I hate AI. Fair. I hate Fortnite. I hate everything involved in this.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I do think, like, the idea of using in like future in gaming in the future, I think the idea of having an AI to like talk, like the idea of like in a game, like going up to an NPC in like a Skyrim type setting and just being able to say anything and they respond. I think that's cool in theory if it somehow was ethical in any way, which I don't know how you can be.
Because if you're using Gen AI, it just can't be.
Yeah. But if you have like not James Earl Jones, and it would take voice actor jobs, which is why it wouldn't work. But this is something that a voice actor couldn't do. Like it's a new thing, but then it would just replace voice actors probably. So,
but also like it's just not really needed. I get like, you know what I mean? Like it's just so it doesn't add to it. I don't think the people that are like, the people in video games are like, video games are art actually, and they need to be respected as art. But then they're also like the industry that's pushing this like AI voice acting and stuff. Because there's another game that was like a sports game or something, like a team shooter that had like AI generated like announcers that would like say what's going on in the match, like and it was all AI voice acting and stuff. I don't remember what game it was, but it's like you can't be like you have to respect this as art and also be pushing generative AI like this much in your medium.
Yeah,
because it's just like antithetical to what art is.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be in Fortnite. I don't think there's any reason to have that in Fortnite. I do think it could play a role in the future, but I don't know how well it would work.
I just don't think there's a way to do it ethically, so I think it shouldn't be done at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like I'm fine with like, and like that's also too like if you're telling a story through the game, like the NPCs probably should have like pre-scripted dialogue options because that's how you tell a story. You know, it's going to be limited in that way.
I think you could still mix the two. But yeah, I don't know how ethically you could do it. But in theory, I think it's cool.
In theory, it's awesome, but I just don't think in practice there's a way to do it in an ethical way.
Yeah, I would agree.
In a way that is, unless you have like the voice actors come in and record every single word in the English language, and then like Frankenstein those sentences together using those line readings. Yeah. But then there's going to be no emotion in anything because they're just reading words flat.
Yeah.
But anyways,
back to
my
what do we got? Okay,
back to my day being ruined.
Yes, we'll finally get to that we've been talking about we've been hinting at for an hour. Rumor has it, this could be debunked by the time we finish recording this. Rumor has it, Mark Ruffalo is going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day in a substantial role, specifically.
Yeah. Not just a cameo, like he's going to be in the movie. Just so.
Oh, and what? Michael Mando is reportedly in talks to return as Scorpion in Spider-Man Brand New Day, so that's good.
That's good. One of these things is good, one of these things is bad. Take a pick.
Yeah, so the good thing is Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's its own thing. It's not like a Doomsday thing. It's not coming out a month after. It's our big next movie after Fantastic Four, which is really weird. And I think Mark Ruffalo, I think this could work. We talked about it a little before. If he's like a professor at Empire State University and he's Bruce Banner and, he's helping Peter without really knowing, like he's just kind of there. I think that's a fun piece of like world building and connecting everything without being annoying.
I think that is the only way I can see it working for me and not being like annoying and like, it's like Avengers 4.5 or whatever.
And very realistic shot here that they're doing the Hulk remembers Spider-Man thing, which doesn't like these two characters have no relationship in the MCU like
They've
at
never
all.
Interacted before ever.
I can't think of like any time. I mean, they were both at the funeral, but that's like the only time they were even and the Endgame battle, I guess. But
then if they were at the funeral, was he Hulk at the funeral still?
I don't remember. He was Hulk.
But he was Smart Hulk, right?
Yeah.
So how would that work?
They just because it's a fusion of Hulk and whatever. This only would work if I think they just adapt it differently and have it be like Bruce as Smart Hulk, be like, oh, this guy still remembers you.
I'm sick of Smart Hulk. He sucks. He makes the Hulk a totally uninteresting character.
I think Smart Hulk works if it's the like end point of the character and it's worked and it's like something that's built up to and worked on. I don't think it works when it's a 5-year time skip and he's just suddenly Smart Hulk and now he's always Smart Hulk. Like I don't think it works in the MCU, but I think it's a natural conclusion to the character if done right. But A, he's still around. B, it just makes Hulk lame in this world.
You know what they could do though? They could do because if he was like in Smart Hulk mode during No Way Home, it'll be like then they wiped the Hulk's memory, but once he turned back into pure Bruce Banner, now he still remembers for some reason.
Yeah, that's how they would do it.
And so he's gonna recognize him like at City College or Empire State University or whatever, and it's gonna be like, oh, hey Peter, I haven't seen you in a while, and he'll be like, what? It's the first day, and then he'll be like, no, from Tony's funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot myself.
The tough thing here is that I like Spider-Man and Hulk. They have a really fun relationship in things, but I don't think now is the time to like make that a thing in the MCU.
Yeah, like I think Doomsday or
do it in something. Like don't do it in like Brand New Day is supposed to be this like fresh start kind of thing. And it just doesn't do it eventually. Do a Spider-Man and Hulk team up movie if you want. I don't know.
Yeah.
But don't
Universal
do it
and Sony 3-way with Marvel.
Yeah, a dream. It'll be super easy to work out. I guess that's kind of what they're doing with this. Oh no, because Marvel has full rights to Hulk as long as it's not a solo movie. Although, did they get him back? Because I think they got the Namor rights. I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows, man?
Two random guys talking about who has the rights to what is awesome.
I don't know.
The last bit of news here. Not again. This is rumored. Marvel is working on an Annihilators movie featuring Silver Surfer. This could kind of rock. I think.
Could this be the Lakeith Stanfield Silver Surfer?
Oh, it could be. It could be. I don't know if they would bring
Silver
Julia
Surfer
Garner
of
over.
The MCU.
Maybe they do both.
Silver Surfer.
I feel like
how'd I just say that? Silver Surfer.
I think this could be really fun. You get like this could be where Captain Marvel kind of lives from now on. You could get like Beta Ray Bill in here. You could
Beta Ray Bill. We need
Beta
him in
Ray
there.
Bill.
That's
is
who
awesome.
Ryan Gosling is.
You could do like I guess you could get Hercules from Love and Thunder if we're pretending that happened, or we might just pretend that never happened. On. I think you get like why can't I think of his name? Gladiator would be really cool. Get Henry Cavill to be Gladiator would be awesome. Although they're kind of doing some of the Gladiator stuff with Sentry, so like the Gladiator's whole thing is like the more confident he is, the stronger he is, which is really fun. So like, but I feel like they're kind of doing that with Sentry a little bit because if he's not, but not to the same. So yeah, put him in there. Put Adam Warlock in there. Star-Lord will probably be there for some reason. I think I'm really excited for this. It does worry me because I think it kind of points to the idea that Marvel's done doing solo stuff outside of the big hitters like Spider-Man, Black Panther. Like I feel like we're kind of moving to team up stuff because that's what makes the money.
Well, Spider-Man and Hulk, so it's not really solo.
That's true. So I don't know if that is where we're headed, but this is cool. I think it's cool. And Nova's apparently supposed to be like this big character in the next phase. So we're doing like cosmic stuff. We're doing mutant stuff. Awesome. I'm excited. Oh,
heck yeah.
Just knock something over.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know if I can trust them anymore after they did this with the Hulk. Nothing will bring me back until I see it, and I'm like, "Oh, this movie rocks, man!"
Oh, that Spider-Man Brand New Day episode is gonna hit the aluminum screen episode.
Hopefully, yeah. When we're live from the premiere of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
That's so true. Episode 70 something it'll be, I think.
Oh gosh, that's a fake number.
Hey, we're catching up on Fantastic Four though. That's gonna be soon.
Yeah.
That was like I remember joking about that in one of the first episodes. Like, oh, the Superman and the Fantastic Four episodes.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the meat and potatoes here after like an hour of
Yeah, after the appetizers. After the appetizers.
Oh, nice. All right, I think you want to start with Mission Impossible, then I'll do Lilo, and then we'll do Friendship Together. Okay, cool.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. He did it, Emmett. He saved movies. Tom Cruise is honestly, and I said this actually.
That just reminded me. I'm so sorry
no, go ahead.
cut you off. So right before we started recording, Christopher McQuarrie, he was supposed to do Man of Steel 2, and he said that he was going to do Green Lantern in Man of Steel 2, and it definitely would have been Tom Cruise, Green Lantern, with Henry Cavill Superman. That would have been so fun.
But anyway, Fallout's better than what Man of Steel 2 ever could have dreamed of being, so...
They could have done the fist reload thing again.
True. Henry would have had to. Then McQuarrie would have been like, "All right, that's fine." Do you think that's why they didn't give him Man of Steel 2 because he said Henry Cavill's not shaving his mustache?
That could be.
Just that's awesome.
He literally caused the fall of DC.
But Fallout, good movie. I'll say this though. Let me get this take off real quick before I jump into Final Reckoning. Mm-hmm. Henry Cavill, I don't get the big appeal of him. I don't think he's that great of an actor. I haven't seen him in anything where I'm like, wow, he's great. Like everybody's like, oh, he's so good in Fallout. He's so good in Fallout. I watched Fallout and I'm like, this guy's like compared to everyone else, he's just like boring. I mean, his character also is like the dumbest guy ever. But like,
I think he's good in Fallout. That's one of the only ones I've seen.
Fun. He's like fun, but I'm not like, oh yeah, like he's.
I think he's really good in Argyle. Did you not see Argyle?
Believe it or not, I actually didn't see Argyle.
Did you really not see Argyle?
No. Why would I go out of my way to see Argyle?
Man. No,
I did see the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. He's actually all right in that one.
Oh,
that
nice.
might be my favorite Henry Cavill performance.
I disagree with a lot of the characterization of the Superman, and we don't have to get into all this, but I think he's good in those movies.
Yeah, he's all right in Man of Steel, I guess.
But I think he's good. Yeah, I think he's good in Man of Steel.
He's good for what he was asked to do, I guess.
Yeah. I like
what he was asked to do was bad.
Cut. Yeah, exactly. And I like him in Batman vs Superman and Snyder Cut too.
Yeah, but back to the savior of cinema, Tom Cruise.
Back to the important stuff here.
He's done it. He
did it.
He reckoned finally. But man, saw this in an IMAX theater, packed out. Awesome.
Hell yeah. That
rocked, man. It was like, I'll say this, the first hour was like pretty much all backstory and lore drops and like flashbacks. Like too many flashbacks where I was like kind of like, I don't know if I like this.
When you say flashbacks, is that it's like new
actual
stuff, I'm assuming, right? Or is it just straight up
actual straight up clips from the old movies? Like there's a segment where Pom Clementive's character, Paris, great character. I need a Paris spinoff as soon as possible. I think she is the future. They tried to like set it up where Haley Atwell, if they were going to make more of these, Haley Atwell.
That's what I was going to ask you too.
No, man, I don't think Grace has that much to do in especially in this movie. In the first movie, she's kind of in Dead Reckoning. She's kind of fun, but like in this one, I just didn't really vibe with her as much. Maybe I want to rewatch. But Paris and in Dead Reckoning and this one, I mean, she doesn't have anything to do in this one really, except be like, I'm French and I kill people.
Wow,
like that's cool. But so when she gets introduced in this one, they show like the scar on her stomach from when she got stabbed. Spoiler for Dead Reckoning, barely, I guess. But it like it zooms in on her, pans down to her stomach that has a scar on it, and then flashback of the last movie when she got stabbed, and then cuts back to her face. Like, yeah, this is the character you just watched get stabbed.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
And I'm like, that's too much. Like it felt like they didn't trust you to like remember anything from the previous movies.
And not only is that from the last movie, it's also not like an important thing.
It's not important enough to flash back to. Yeah.
That is weird.
It's a little silly. And the first hour is that. And it does have like a great Tom Cruise running moment. He's the king of that.
Of course.
And and it's so good. It has two of the best sequences in the series.
Oh wow.
There's an underwater sequence where the underwater sequence in Rogue Nation was like really cool and fun.
I do remember that.
Ugh. But he said that Tom Cruise said like, I didn't like how that came out. I thought we could have done it better. And so they did it again for this. And I remember talking about it where he filmed like underwater sequences where he could only be underwater for like 6 minutes or something. And then he would like pass out.
Jesus.
So he was like, he had to film it like little bits at a time and then come up for air or whatever. Oh, it's so good, Emmett. There's so much of it. I only rated it a 4, but I feel like I should have rated it higher. Because after the first hour, I mean, it's like a 3-hour movie. And after the first hour, we're cooking. So the underwater segment is so good. It's like there's no score. It's like almost silent, basically. The two moments basically are like silent movies.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's so good. And then the other one is the biplane sequence towards the end. That's in like all the
that seems
material.
Like the coolest thing ever.
It is so awesome. And the fact that it's all filmed like in the actual sky, like he's actually hanging off these planes and he's like fake punching the guy, like, and it's like over exaggerated. It looks like a Buster Keaton movie. And Tom Cruise has said he's like, it's like kind of an homage to Buster Keaton and the guys of that era.
That's
and
awesome.
It's like so because it's silent. There's no dialogue. Because how can you have dialogue when you're flying in a biplane?
That actually makes me want to watch the movie more than I did before knowing that. That's awesome.
It's so good. And like the whole time, like my palms are drenched. I'm like, oh my God. Because he's hanging off this plane and the wind is so like strong. Like his hair is getting pushed down. And it looks like he has like a horrible bowl cut. But, great final 2 hours. After you get through like the info dump at the beginning, it's great. And there's a lot of great new additions. It's like a 3-hour movie, right? Yeah, it's like 2 hours 50 to 53.
I have some questions.
Yes.
How's Tramell Tillman?
He is fucking awesome. He steals
awesome.
he shares the screen with Tom Cruise, and it's like every line he says is awesome. He does a thing where he only refers to Ethan Hunt as Mr., and it's so fucking awesome. Like every line he said, everyone in the theater is like, "Oh yeah, he's good."
That makes me so happy. I saw a tweet and it was like, somehow in his first movie, Tremel Tillman stole this show from Tom Cruise.
Well, hang on. That person's a fake Tremel Tillman fan because he was in Max original, now HBO Max original, Sweethearts last year.
Oh, he was.
So
I always forget that. We've had this conversation.
He's
good in that too.
He is good.
Dude, Tremel Tillman is. Yes. I want to see him in like everything, man.
Dude,
I think he's
watch
so
Final
incredible.
Reckoning, man. He's
so the main reason I was excited to see it in the first
he's
place.
So good in it, and he's like a submarine captain. It's not really a spoiler. And then like his submarine crew is crazy. It's got Katie O'Brien as well, who I forgot was in the movie.
Yeah,
she's not really in it that much, but she's great in it. And then, oh man, it's so good. And Nick Offerman's like a new guy in there as well.
Oh, I forgot. God,
he's all right. He doesn't really have that much to do. Like, Angela Bassett's the president, and it's like if anyone else was playing the president in this movie, it's just not as interesting or fun to watch. But she's so good. Oh, this movie's awesome, man. I should have gave it higher than 4 stars. I don't know what I was doing. I just really didn't enjoy the first hour.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure I'm not going to enjoy the first hour as someone who's barely seen any Mission Impossible.
I think I'm curious though. It might be better because it's filling in stuff. Because I had spent the last 2 months watching all the movies, so I was like, I remember that. And it is fresh to me. It's not 25 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, yeah, I remember Philip Seymour Hoffman was Domino. Or not Domino.
Yeah, I watched that in March.
Domino's the other guy. Maybe I don't remember it. Maybe the flashbacks.
My other question. Yes. Is it? I don't. If you can't answer this without spoiling, don't answer because I get.
Okay.
It seems. But is it like truly? At the end? Does it feel like Mission Impossible's over, or is it like, all right, we'll probably be back?
That's a good question because at the end it feels like I'm like, yeah, like it does feel like a send off for these characters and for Ethan Hunt, but it's like vague enough to where if they want to do one in the future, I feel like they can. But Tom Cruise, I think, is going to be done with Mission Impossible for a while.
Yeah,
but like it's not. It doesn't end in a way where like the IMF doesn't or can't exist anymore in the future.
I got you. So there's potential, and like
I think they could be if Paramount is like we want to keep making money, but I don't know if they will without Tom Cruise. But I think it's also open for like maybe like 10 years later, 20 years later somehow. If like they do like want to reboot it and have Tom Cruise in it as Ethan Hunt for like a legacy sequel reboot thing.
Get Glenn Powell in there to be the new guy, and
honestly shocked Glenn Powell wasn't in this one.
Oh,
but
he's kind of having a quiet year after his I guess he's got The Running Man later on.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, he hasn't really had much. But man, Final Reckoning was awesome. I think everyone should watch it. Watch it in IMAX. It has one of the best aspect ratio changes ever.
That's sick, especially coming off of Sinners.
Yeah, like the aspect ratios in there were like, oh, cool. Like I know shit's about to go down because it just transitioned to the IMAX aspect ratio. This one is like something's about to go down, and it's before the like underwater sequence. So I'm like, oh my God, like I'm about to be on the edge of my seat for like, it felt like an hour straight. It was probably like 20, 30 minutes of the movie where you're just like, oh my God. Emmett, can we have to see this on Tuesday. Because I think I'm seeing it on Tuesday. You have to go. Because
I'm seeing it either today or tomorrow.
Damn it.
But at this point, maybe tomorrow.
Wait, tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tomorrow is Tuesday.
I keep forgetting. It feels like a Sunday. Because Memorial Day and stuff. But yeah. If you see it tomorrow, let me know because I gotta see it with you for the first time and just
nice.
Look over at you during all the cool moments.
10 a.m. tomorrow could be the move.
10 a.m. tomorrow could be the move. I do have work till 9:30, but I might be able to squeak
we'll
out.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, sorry, but it's so good. But like, I don't even want to spoil the aspect ratio change part of it, but you'll know when you see it. Rocked my world, man.
I'm excited, man. Tremel Tillman. That's all it is.
So good. It's just like what exactly is your plan, mister? And everybody in the crowd was like, yeah. And like I heard someone like a row behind me or something, like when he popped up for the first time, they're like, oh, it's Mr. Milchick.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of like TV actors in this, like Tremel Tillman, Nick Offerman.
Although Nick Offerman's kind of, what else was he in recently?
He's in Civil War. Big Civil War episode. This week.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say really apart. Like that's not fair. Really getting into spoilers, but it's great. Everyone should see it. I mean, you said that you were looking at tickets earlier before we started recording, and there was like almost like sold out.
Yeah, for 2 p.m. I guess it is a holiday, to be fair, but I wasn't thinking about
today.
That.
Yeah,
for today at 2 was pretty much sold out, but
yeah,
that does make sense.
Honestly, if you can see it today at 2 though in a packed IMAX theater, I think that's worth it. Because I saw it in a like packed.
That's
it was
true.
The busiest I've ever seen it. It was so much fun. Oh. So good. And there's a guy that comes back. This is not a spoiler because he's in like the trailers and stuff. Donlow, he comes back from the very first one. Like he was only in the first one. Have you seen the first
one
Mission
that
Impossible?
He gave diarrhea.
Yes, yeah, he gave him diarrhea. Yeah. And then there was like a line in the movie that relates to like it not really setting up because they didn't know he was going to come back, but they brought him back in a kind of a fun way. And then like, oh man, it's so good. And he comes back, and I think like you think he's just going to be back for a little bit, like, oh, this guy's back, but he actually has like a extended like kind of role, and he kind of rocked. It was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so you have seen the first Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah, but not recently.
Okay. But I mean, they flash back anyway, pointlessly during this, but there is one of the funniest reveals ever in a franchise. They reveal something that is so stupid. I've seen people be like, it's like about as stupid as like Rey is a Palpatine or something like that.
Oh my God.
They're like, it's that dumb. And then, but it's awesome because it has no impact on the story at all.
That rocks.
Like they're just awesome. Like, oh yeah, this guy, whatever, and then it's like the rest of the movie happens and that's like never brought up again.
Dude, that's so
funny. It's awesome, man.
That rocks. Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of glup shittos in there
there's
too.
A couple glup shittos in there, but it's like it's fine because it's Mission Impossible.
It's a fun glup shitto. Yeah.
But dude, the last hour of this movie is like the best hour of any movie ever, I think.
Whoa.
It's so good.
Whoa.
It's so good, dude. The whole biplane sequence is awesome. Gabriel's back being like a cartoon villain.
Oh,
where
that's
he's
great.
Just like he's like, now you have to defuse this bomb, and then he just like runs away. It's so funny, man. It's so stupid. Like he's totally different than how he is in Dead Reckoning. Like in Dead Reckoning, he's like working with the entity or whatever, and he's like, oh, the entity says this will happen, whatever. And it's like, all right, this guy's kind of confusing and mysterious. But then in this one, he's just like, I've planted a bomb here. Ha 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 ha. And he just like leaves. It's awesome. It's so funny. But
that's
good
great.
Movie. You should watch it.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I'm excited to see it at some point this week while it's in IMAX. I don't want to miss the IMAX part.
You can't. It's so good.
My movie to discuss isn't quite as fun. Thursday afternoon, I saw the new live-action Lilo and Stitch. I'm not going to act like I had, a lot of hope or faith going into this. I wasn't exactly expecting anything. Anything. I wasn't expecting anything, quite frankly. I like Stitch. I was like, oh, I'll see, new Stitch. He'll be cute. It'll be silly. I do like Dean Fletcher Camp a lot, who directed Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. So when he...
This is the same Marcel guy as the Marcel guy?
Here's my little Marcel. So when it was announced he was directing, I was like, okay, maybe there's something here, but they don't really want him there to do anything his way. They just want him there to make the movie, and he gets a lot of money, and everyone's happy. But I don't think this is like... So on its own, I don't think it's like a bad movie. I think it's just like okay. Like I gave it 2.5. In and of itself, this movie in a void is just it's whatever. Compared to the original Lilo and Stitch, though, it is just worse in every conceivable way. There are some silly changes here, some big, some small, that I think just take away a lot of what makes the original so good. There's a lot of times where they have to get to the same plot point that the original hits, and they kind of don't touch the same beats to get to that plot point, so they kind of just throw something in out of nowhere to get to where they have to be to continue where the original was. That was the most confusing way to say that ever, but it just really doesn't have anything going on. I like that my worry going in was that Lilo was going to be like super sanitized and like just this perfect kid, because that's kind of how most like Disney kids are, especially in live action stuff more so. Glad to report they let her be a little shit again, which I was happy about. Yeah.
Well, I have a couple questions. First question. Do they let Lilo punch that girl in the face in the beginning?
They don't let her. She doesn't punch her, but she does attack her.
Okay.
I'll say that as vague as possible.
I'll accept it. Oh, and then I had another question. Everyone's favorite character, Cobra Bubbles. Was that played by Ving Rhames in live action as well, or no?
I don't think so. I think it's a different. It's Courtney B. Vance playing him.
No, you can't replace Cobra Bubbles.
They change. So when this movie first was announced, the rumor on the street was that Bubbles wasn't going to be included at all. And I think that was the original plan, and they kind of threw him in because people were mad. But they really changed him in a way that doesn't work, I think. I mean, it works for what it is. Again, it works as a movie independently of the source material, but when you compare it to Lilo and Stitch, it's just bad. Like, it's worse in every way. So the original Bubbles is this great character, and like, you know, he's funny, but he's really looking out for Lilo, and he's a good guy, and he means well. And in this movie, and then there's a big reveal at the end, you know, where he's like, oh, you know, former CIA, Roswell. I know this alien. I've been here
and
before.
He's like, I told them I saved the planet by convincing the mosquitoes were
and a very light spoiler. It's just about that line. Do you care if I spoil?
No,
I won't.
I don't.
So they do the mosquito jokes throughout. Like, Pleakley mentions mosquitoes a couple times, but then they don't have that line at the end. They don't do the mosquito bit, but they do the setup anyway, and they do that a couple points in the movie. They do like the setup or the punchline with completely removing all the other things leading up to it in the movie. And
didn't they also remove Pleakley disguising himself as a woman?
Pleakley and Jumba, they're just people for almost the entire runtime, and Jumba's just Zach Galifianakis. And Jumba, I think, is the biggest sin that the movie commits without getting into spoilers.
Pleakley is played by Millie Magnuson, star of Game Night.
Yes, there it is. I was wondering when it was going to get here when we were talking about Nick Offerman before. I was like, I don't know why Nick Offerman made me think of it, but yeah, I won't get into spoilers with Jumbo's character, but
I've heard that they kind of butchered him.
They butcher him, and it hurts even more after watching the sequel. And like, I mean, they don't get Jumbo.
But didn't they also remove the big shark alien guy? I forget his name.
Yeah, Gontu. So that kind of ties into the butchering of Jumbo. They just didn't do Captain Gontu because it didn't work in live action. It's too expensive. But this was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus movie, and you can feel it. I'm glad they changed it because I don't think anything should be a Disney Plus movie. I'd rather see it in a theater, but they completely remove him. I mean, he would have been, you know, a lot of money. And again, Pleakley and Jumbo are barely CG for 90% of the runtime. Credit where credit's due. Stitch looks phenomenal the entire time. There's a couple of moments where it's like you could tell the actors got the wrong point of where Stitch would be. So like Nani's petting him and she's a little above him, and Lilo points and he's not right there, which is
awesome.
If you're not thinking about it, I don't think you'll really notice it. But it is funny if you do.
Kid in the audience.
Yeah, exactly. You're having the time of your life. Yeah, so they cut Gontu out immediately, and he's kind of the main villain of the movie, the original movie, and he's inclusion. I don't want to get into spoiler stuff, but yeah, and Bubbles. I guess it's probably also a spoiler, but they, instead of I don't know, light spoiler. care about a light spoiler.
I don't care about any spoilers for this movie. I don't.
Okay.
This is not a movie where I'm like, I need to go in blind.
So instead of Bubbles being a social worker, and the reveal at the end is that he's former CIA, he's CIA going undercover as a social worker to investigate Stitch.
Why
so
would
he's.
They do that?
I know. So they have a new social worker character who's voiced by Nani from the original, which, is fun, I guess, to get someone, but it just is nothing. So she's there and she's the new social worker, and Bubbles just kind of pops up halfway through and he's like, oh, I'm the director of social workers. And he's just kind of there to get Stitch, and it doesn't work. And then because of that, you have it doesn't work. But again, if you didn't know the original movie, this wouldn't matter to you. So that's like the big thing is that like I don't think the movie in and of itself is like a terrible movie because of this. I think it's just worse. I keep saying that. I keep reiterating that point. What else? It's just not. The ending is a little weird.
I've seen people talking about the ending on Twitter. So if you want to get into it, you can get into it.
The ending's weird, but I also think people online are making it sound a lot worse than it is. So what people are saying is that Nani gives Lilo up to the state so she can go to college, which isn't a lie necessarily, but it's what actually happens. Spoiler, I'm sorry, is that Lilo goes to live with the character David and David's grandmother, who are neighbors to Nani and Lilo, and throughout the movie are referred to as like family. So, like, it's not like she's, like, sending her to, like, a foster home.
Right.
It is still a weird choice. I see what they're going for in the sense that, like, Nani as a character, like, she can... they're tackling these things of, like, is it fair to ask this of, like, a 19-year-old girl? And what does that mean for her? And her life is now worse. But, like, I don't think any of that needs to be tackled in the Disney Lilo and Stitch movie. I think it's fine to just, like, do it. And it kind of... The reason she does it is because the social worker is, like, Lilo drowns in the movie, and she's in the hospital. And Nani's like, oh, I can't afford this. And the social worker's like, well, if you hand her over to the state, you can afford... We'll pay for it. And that's weird. Like, again... And then at the very end... Nani just uses a portal gun to go home anyway. So it's like they're not even committing to what they're setting up. It's like she can be there at any point. And the whole reason she has to leave is to study marine biology, and she has to go to California for some reason. She lives in Hawaii. There's nowhere there that they can study.
She can't go to the University of Hawaii.
There's nowhere in Hawaii. Exactly.
No
she has to go to California. It's just And Jumba's whole character is just ruined. Didn't
they make Jumba the bad guy to fill in
Jumba
for Sharkman?
Straight up the bad guy. And it's not like in the original, him and Pleakley are trying to get Stitch, and Jumba seems like a bad guy, but, Stitch becomes better and Jumba becomes better too. And they flesh him out later on in subsequent stuff. It's like he wanted to be like his family, who were all evil geniuses. He didn't necessarily. He was just kind of trying to follow that. And he's not like a bad guy when we see him, and he cares for Stitch as his like creation,
right? And
they just don't do any of that. And like even in the animated movie, it's a quick moment where he protects Lilo while they're fighting in the house before he's good. Like the house is being, he like pulls her away from a blaster or something. They don't like, he's straight up threatening Lilo in this one, and he's like, Stitch, I'm gonna kill Lilo if you don't come. He doesn't exactly do that, but more or less. And he's like destroying the house. Like it's not who my boy Jumba is. He's Uncle Jumba. He's like their boy. And I think they could like redeem him later on and do that stuff, but it just seems worse now.
Yeah.
Baffling choices all throughout. And like we said before, this movie is the biggest opening weekend, Memorial Day weekend ever. It's printing money. I think it's going to be at 400 million by the end of today.
It made more than Thunderbolts did in one day.
Thunderbolts, very unfortunate.
Big flop.
Box office results, big flop. Second biggest flop in the MCU.
Yeah.
Good reception, though. I think they might be willing to lose a little bit to get some good word of mouth out there pre-Doomsday and Fantastic Four, but I don't know.
I think if Fantastic Four is good, that'll make money, though.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's got more stars people know.
I do worry that Fantastic Four could be a big flop, and if it is, it's over.
But it won't be a flop because they have the Robert Downey Jr. as a Doom up their sleeve.
Yeah, they'll
shown in the last trailer.
It's true.
And they'll do the thing they do in every final trailer for a MCU movie where they have flashbacks to like Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah, their new flop technique when the tracking isn't looking great.
Yeah, they're like, hey, remember these people that you like? That this is related, kind of.
Yeah, I think and hope Doomsday hype will get it there, but it didn't get Thunderbolts there at all. But
I think people will care more about Fantastic Four than they do about like people grew up watching Fantastic Four movies. Nobody knows who any of the Thunderbolts characters were.
Yeah, I do. Ghost and again, they have and again they have the Disney Plus kind of problem where I mean, it's really only John Walker that's specifically from a Disney Plus show, but then Yelena was fleshed out in Hawkeye more. Yeah. Black Widow was basically a Disney Plus thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's brutal. Hopefully Fantastic Four does all right. And the big thing is Superman coming out a week before. I still think they should have pushed Fantastic Four to like November. But then they have Avatar in December, which will be
it's a rough year to try and find.
It's a rough year. It really is. And Superman, I hope they at least I think so too. Galactus has a lot of hype. Just people care for Galactus generally. I don't know why. People like.
I don't know if Galactus is a big draw though for like general.
Yeah. I just feel like he drums up hype for. Yeah, maybe not general audiences, but
we'll see.
Pedro Pascal. Let's just hope he. Let's hope that
he makes the jump from TV star to movie star because he's trying this.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got 3 movies this summer.
What else was he? Oh, well, he was in Gladiator too, but that's not exactly his movie. Also, Joseph Quinn.
It's true.
Also a flop, unfortunately.
Kind of
not a major flop. I just don't think it made money.
Got killed by Wicked though, so.
Yeah, that's true. And Moana 2. But Fantastic Four is also releasing at the same time as I do think and hope though that there can be a bit of a Barbenheimer effect this summer.
Could be.
With those two. I think
I think it's going to be a big
potential.
Summer, though.
I think so too. I hope so, man.
Materialist $100 million movie. Book it.
That would be incredible. I don't think I have anything else to really say about Lilo and Stitch. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying. I don't think it's anything worth anything. I think it exists. I think the little girl playing Lilo is good, actually. I'll say that. I think she's adorable. She has a good performance, especially considering most of the time she's acting with nothing. I think she has an impressive performance for like a 6-year-old girl. I said girl like in a sexist way. I just meant a 6-year-old boy would have killed it. No, I just mean that like
she's a good actress for a girl.
I know that sounded so bad. That sounded so backhanded. I didn't mean it like that.
Well, going from Ohana, which means family, to friendship now.
Bold.
What a segue.
Oh, man.
How do I do it? But,
so you didn't love Friendship.
Yeah, I was curious if you had seen that.
I did. I saw your Letterboxd review. I was quite frankly shocked.
I was shocked as well. I thought that I would be like, this is the best movie of the year. And I laughed like a lot at it. Like I did find it really funny. I just like there was also a lot of moments where I just was like, I don't know.
Fair. Oh man, dude. I'm gonna laugh just thinking about some of this stuff. I don't know what it is. I think this is the funniest movie I've ever seen, which is a pretty high thing to say. And I do want to give this a rewatch. I'm going to be ordering the Blu-ray as soon as humanly possible because I want this movie. I want to watch this movie all the time. So just to set the scene, because like I said before, this is one of my best theater experiences ever, and I think that could be having an effect on how much I love this movie. I'll have to see it again at some point. I think it is for sure, but I think I still love this movie, man. I can't imagine. So the opening scene of the movie is Kate Mara, and it's just a close up on her, and the camera's slowly pans away, and you can see like this much of Tim Robinson's face. You can just see like this much of his face there, and the second he's in frame, my whole theater bursts out laughing, and I don't mean like just giggling. I mean like genuinely just like very loud cackling. People are wheezing off the bat, and I am like, oh my god. And then the first joke, he's like, I have no problem orgasming. Everyone's losing it, and it's just every joke was like that. I was crying. There's so many funny things here we'll get to in spoilers, and the theater experience isn't the only reason I like this. I do really like a lot of the stuff here. I really like how Tim Robinson is playing a Tim Robinson character in a world that's relatively grounded, and he's just this outcast character, and people don't react to him like he's like this normal guy. Like everyone knows how weird he is, and he's
like the weirdest
freak. Guy. He's this freak in this world, and it's shot beautifully. Like the movie looks really good, and it also has this score of almost like a horror movie, like a thriller kind of horror score. And there's a couple shots that play into that, specifically in the sewer system. Yeah. And I think it's like this really cool blending of like visually stunning, the kind of like hard to watch with, especially when the score kicks in, but also being really just really funny. And it really works for me. It really does. I can't wait to watch it again.
I wish that it did. I think maybe my audience could have negatively impacted it because I feel like there was only like 8 people in the theater when I saw it.
That's another thing. Sorry to interrupt. Back to my incredible theater experience as you're talking about.
Okay.
Full crowd. The most packed I've ever had a theater. Front row, all full. This is the first showing of Friendship. Front row, all full. Not a single seat. Thunderbolts wasn't that full. I haven't had a movie that full since like I don't know. I don't know if I ever had.
Crazy. I wish mine was like that. It was like I guess everybody was busy seeing Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible.
Yeah, genuinely, I think so. Oh, really incredible thing that happened for the first time ever. Guy in front of me using his phone. Same guy that I previously asked to put his phone away at Looney Tunes.
Oh my god!
I didn't say anything this time because he only checked it like twice, but I thought it was really funny. Anyway, sorry. Back to
but I was like 8 people in there. Dang, you got lucky because I'm looking at some showings now, and there's like only a couple people in each one.
Yeah, I think it was at just first showing. It was 6 o'clock Thursday night, but normally Thursday previews are never that full for me.
Yeah, that's
Lilo and Stitch wasn't nearly that full. Also, going from Lilo and Stitch right to this could have made me like it even more because I'm
true. Like I thought it was really funny, and I laughed a lot at it. Mm-hmm. That was also part of the theater going experience. It was me and the lady behind me to my right were like the only 2 people laughing. Through the whole movie. Like other people would laugh here and there, but it was like you heard that
like a
belly. A lot.
Yeah.
And then like I was laughing a lot. I think my favorite joke in this, and Connor O'Malley, who I think should be in more stuff, man. I think Connor O'Malley is one of the funniest guys.
He's the guy in the garage talking to Tim Robinson. Right?
Yes. Okay, he's the guy who he gets up on the chair and he's like, honestly, I think we should still be in Afghanistan. I don't know why we pulled out.
He goes, I'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
That killed. Oh my god, people. Oh my god, dude, I was laughing.
Have you seen his? Oh my gosh, hang on. So if you think Friendship is like funny, you have to watch the Connor O'Malley like movies or shorts, I guess, that he made on YouTube. Look up, watch Rap World and The Mask by him. They are 2 of the funniest things ever. I think Rap World is like 40 minutes.
Oh, hell yeah.
So funny.
I think the only thing I know him from is Superstore. I think that's him in it.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I could be wrong.
He's in Bodies.
Who is he in Bodies?
He's the guy who shows up at the end.
Max.
They're waiting for. Yeah.
Why do I know that?
I don't know. He shows up at the end and he's like, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah.
And he was in something else, like another movie that I think of.
His whole conversation with Tim Robinson in the
so good, dude. Like, there's a lot of moments in this that were really funny. But
he's not in Superstore. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he was also in I Saw the TV Glow and Palm Springs.
He's in Detroiters. Is he in Superstore?
I don't think.
Oh no, I guess he's not. Who am I thinking? Whatever.
But yeah, he's I think he's like one of the people that work at the like Chuck E. Cheese thing.
Oh yeah, bullying him.
The TV Glow.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he's in. I don't remember. Oh yeah, he's in Palm Springs. He's like her brother or something.
His bit, just talking to him in the garage, and he's. Well, I mean, spoiler for Friendship. There's not really much to like genuinely spoil. Yeah. It's just jokes and stuff. But his conversation, and he starts off. He's like, "Oh, cool drums. It's like a '70s kind of vibe." And they're going back and forth for a little bit. He's like, hey, why'd you leave your wife in the sewer? You suck.
Yeah,
it's like, who are you?
Yeah, he's like, I think it's kind of shitty that you brought your wife into the sewers to try and kill her. He's like, I didn't try and kill her. We're going on an adventure. I think one of the funnier jokes that made me laugh really hard was when, and I'd seen the clip already, so it kind of ruined it. I wasn't laughing as hard as like if I saw it for the first time. Was when their kid goes up and just kisses Kate Mara on the lips after the nachos, and he's just like, "You guys kiss on the lips?
Kiss on the lips, though." That was so good.
Funny.
Oh, that was just the look on his face. He's just staring, and the whole new Marvel. I mean, that's been a meme for a while, but there's a new Marvel out this week. It's crazy, nuts. Literally, it's making people go nuts. People are going insane. For me, the funniest joke. Oh my god, maybe the hardest I've laughed in my life at a movie. Actually, no, I could say that about a couple different lines in this movie. I'll go through a couple, but oh man, I actually don't know which one I'd say is the hardest I've laughed. So he does this whole bit where he's getting Toad. He's licking Toad.
Yeah, he has to lick a Toad's ass to go on a drug trip. Because he saw a book about ayahuasca.
So before he does that, there's two incredible bits here. Before he does it, the guy's handing him the Toad, and Tim Robinson goes, "Don't pop him. You look like you're gonna pop."
That whole like drug trip sequence is probably the funniest bit in the movie.
And then he trips to Subway, and
he just orders a sandwich.
And then you see the guy who gave him the Toad walk in.
T-Boy.
From below T-Boy, his friends call him when his hair's down. His friends call him T-Boy. And you see him walk in. And he's like, "Oh, how long was it for you? Was it like 4 or 5 months? What did you see?" And Tim Robinson goes, "It was like a second. I was at a Subway." Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, what you
did you?
I ordered. I just ordered."
And he's like, "Did you find what you were looking for?" And he goes, "No, I ordered a sandwich."
It's so good. So I thought he was tripping for the rest of the movie. I just thought that's where that was going to go, and I kept waiting for the reveal, but it never happened. Oh my god! The other thing. Oh man, there's so many lines.
No, when he knocks out Paul Rudd when they're doing the like fake fight thing, and he sucker punches him and knocks him out, and they're like, "Dude, what the hell? Why would you do that?" And he's like, "All right, I know." And he just grabs a bar of soap and just shoves it in his mouth. And he goes, "I'm a bad boy. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry."
And it goes on for so long.
And it's like a full minute and a half, and it cuts to them, and they're all just looking at him in horror.
And then like, I'm gonna go home now.
Oh my god. And him just beating the shit up. The bit him and his son are in a mall at one point, just sitting on a bench, and one of those guys
because they had mushrooms.
Yeah. He's making it. He thinks Paul Rudd's character, we haven't got into plot at all. It's not really important for this, but he thinks Paul Rudd's character is the coolest guy in the world. And him and Paul Rudd hung out a couple times, and one of the things they did was pick mushrooms in this field. And so he's taking everybody to this field. He took his wife and his son to this field just to pick mushrooms. And him and his son are there. He just starts eating these random mushrooms. And then they go to a mall and they're just sitting on a bench. And someone drives by in one of those like drivable pigs that you can get at a mall. And it's silent for a second. And Tim Robinson goes, "That guy's speeding by on the pig," to his son.
Yeah. Like, that guy in that pig was fucking flying.
And that's what it is, was fucking flying. And then he throws up in the cup. Really good. Oh man, great bit when they go in the sewer for the first time and Paul Rudd's pulling him up over the wall. He's just screaming.
He's like, "Wow!
Another great bit.
Rated this too low. I laughed at a lot of this stuff in the movie.
Another great bit where he gets wet just randomly at one point. He goes, "Ow, I got wet." Just and he starts sinking in quicksand at one point. And just, help me.
And then he dropped his phone in the quicksand and he goes, call it.
Call it. Great bit where he's hyping himself up. when he's first hanging out with Paul Rudd and his friends, and he's like, "You got a great job. You're a freaking prince." And he just walks into the glass door, and it shatters. A couple of seconds later, and he's just standing there looking at all. And he goes, "So how'd you all meet?" Now they're just going through bits. I want to rewatch it so bad, man. Oh my god. Oh, another great bit where his whole job, he's a habit forming guy or something. So he's trying to get people to be addicted to apps, and he meets with the mayor of this town, and he's pitching his what he should do to like appear as a friend and how he should campaign and everything. And just all of a sudden, he just is trying to beat up the mayor. Like, it's just, he does the thing, he sits down, and he's, "I'm gonna kill you!" He's just like,
"I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you!"
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you! And then another guy picks him up and holds him. He's like, "Stop, this is so embarrassing! Oh, you knocked over the water!"
This is a really funny movie. I think I was too harsh on this.
And he has his coworkers over to his garage, and he's showing them stuff like how Austin did with him, and he whips out like a dagger.
And he's like, "It was a sword for knights."
A sword. And then one of the guys like, "It's a sword for babies?" And he's like, "Stop! It's cool. Imagine you're a knight." And he's just holding this little thing. And then they're just bullying him the whole time. They're just so mean to him. And then they start talking about Marvel spoilers. And he starts freaking out. And he's like, "Guys," he's like, "I wasn't joking before. This is a spoiler-free garage." And then one of them just says, like, "He's hitting that thing like the Hulk." And he just snaps. He's like, "Get out! Enough!"
And they're like, "We were only here for 40 minutes.
I love that they all went to his garage.
Yeah. I was like, why would these people show up, man?
Oh my god, dude. Oh man, there's so much here.
Great.
Oh, I really loved it, man. He loses his wife in the sewers for days and just goes home, and everyone else is out searching, and he's just not. He's just hanging out.
Oh, he's at work.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Incredible bit at the very end, too. He's out to dinner with his family again after his wife left, and they're just sitting there, and a guy pulls his chair and hits his wife's chair, and he makes him apologize. And he's like, "You can't scare me. I just bought a van." And then he's sitting there, and he's like, "We got to get the fuck out of here now. Why did I do that?" And then he's like, "Blow out the candles. We got to go." Yeah. Oh man, dude, I could just talk about every joke in this movie.
It was a funny movie, man. I laughed a lot, but
it really was.
When I was in the moment, I just was like, I just feel like I'm not clicking with it. Like, I was laughing at a lot of it, but I wasn't like dying laughing.
Fair.
Like over and over again. I feel like, but I said this at the time. I was like, I feel like this is a movie where, like, if I watched it like at home, like with a group of friends, or like if I was at a theater with like a group of friends and like watching it together, I feel like that would make me enjoy it more.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's very fair. I honestly, as we're talking about it, I think I might have rated it too low myself. I think this might be a 5 for me.
Oh, no. You got to rewatch it first before you give it the 5.
Oh, dude,
It's a good movie though. It's fun.
Man,
I think I was harsh on it. Maybe I'll rewatch it and it'll go up.
Same here. Everyone should see this. If there is, I mean, I haven't seen Mission Impossible. I would say if there's one movie of the newest releases that you can see, you gotta see Friendship. If there's one movie of the year, it might be Friendship. You should really see Friendship. I don't know. I think this is like the movie of a lifetime. If you like Tim Robinson, if you're not familiar with Tim Robinson, this might be a nightmare.
No, I think if you're not familiar with Tim Robinson, that's awesome, and you should go see it.
The Letterboxd reviews are great too. It's like, what if you did a bad bit and it ruined your fucking life?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, what being a guy that can't hang is like.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, yeah, man. Everyone's always talking about how there's not enough good comedies coming out in theaters, and I think this is like the comedy of
the decade. Comedy, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think people say that, but then they just don't go and see the comedies.
Oh, well, that's true. That's
because like Bottoms was out a couple years ago, and that movie was hilarious.
Bottoms is awesome.
Oh, great movie.
Craig Waterman. The whole OVP bit. These are the only ones that fit just right. And there's this bit about the restaurant where they serve this SEAL Team 6 meal, and he's like, it's 22,000 calories.
He's like, I guess it's what the guys ate after they killed Osama.
Oh, man.
No, but the Connor O'Malley cameo was so good.
Oh, that's
him and Tim Robinson together are just great. Have you seen the clips of him from Detroiters?
No, but I think I'm gonna watch Detroiters.
Yeah, oh my god, the clip from Detroiters where this mom and kid are walking by, and it's like says something, and he's like, "Hey, you just said dick in front of my kid," and he goes, "No, he didn't. He said something that sounds like it." She's like, "Well, fuck you," blah blah blah, and then her kid says something. I don't remember what. She said he like flicks him off or something, and Tim Robinson is like, "Your husband's a freaking psycho." And the kid's like 6.
Oh, I gotta watch that show. Oh, that's so awesome. Good. I started rewatching I Think You Should Leave after over the weekend. I would watch like a movie like Tim Robinson. I think he should put one of these out a year of just Tim Robinson being Tim Robinson in a normal suburban world.
Yeah. Tim Robinson, funny guy, man. Funny
guy. My god, and the whole bit in the sewers where the cops are there and he's calling them pigs and he's like, hold me back. I pay my taxes. Fuck, all right, I gotta stop just naming funny bits from this movie.
Friendship I think it's a good, if you like Tim Robinson, for sure, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, definitely. But I cannot wait to own it and watch it weekly.
Hell yeah.
I think, is that about it for us after like 2 hours?
It's been 2 hours.
This might be our longest episode yet.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, Last of Us happens.
Yeah,
that's it. We'll cover it if you finish it at some point.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play the game first.
Oh, you should. That would be fun. Yeah. We need a game episode.
Oh, dude. Hang on. I just had a freaking brain blast, man.
Yeah, freaking.
All right. So I said to do watch along.
Yeah.
Stream playing a game. Aluminum Stream, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh,
Aluminum Stream.
Write that down. Copyright.
Aluminum.
Wow, he's actually writing it down. That's
underline.
Crazy. Boom. Oh. There you go. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this week's episode.
I think so.
Is anything coming out this weekend?
Bring Her Back is like, and Karate Kid, but I don't know if I can do Karate Kid.
Fair enough. Well, we can touch on some Bring Her Back and
definitely
go more into. I'll see Lilo and Stitch by then. You'll see Mission Impossible by then. So
yeah. Could do a draft too.
Touching on these. Could do a draft as well.
I think
a draft.
I think we'll have a good amount of stuff to say with Bring Her Back too. I mean, maybe not like a full 30-minute bit, but.
That's what we do, a little supplemental draft there to fill the episode out.
I'm not rewatching Bring Her Back though. I don't think I could do it so soon.
No, that's fair. It's a fun time though. I like it.
It was a lot. It was fun.
Yeah. So,
all right. Thanks everybody.
Subscribe.
Hell yeah.
All those other bits.
Follow on Spotify. Follow us on our socials, which we'll get going any day now. Twitter will be linked in the bio or description. There you go. And that's about it for us. Thanks for sticking around for this extravaganza of an episode.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be back next week with some fun stuff.
See Final Reckoning.
Go see Friendship also.
And then Lilo and Stitch.
And then Lilo and Stitch on Disney Plus 2002's.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet by the time we record next week, one of our pieces of news will be Lilo and Stitch 2 greenlit.
Yep. Yeah.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you soon.